Hello everybody, welcome back to the TreeTopChat. This is episode number 6. We're very happy with the feedback we have here on our little video show. If you, we're constantly looking for ways to improve. So if you have any suggestions for improvements or other comments, please feel free to reach out, send us a direct message. Last week, we had a conversation with Douglas from Wells Treadward talking about Arborist, and we also had Peter De Vries on the Sunday as a little Sunday special. It was very nice to have you both here, so thank you again. As you've seen, we have our t-shirts here, so everybody that is on the TreeTopChat will have this limited edition t-shirt sent to them. So for this episode, we will be speaking to Mika Veijonpää on Instagram. Mika is a fantastic arborist. He's a very good hobby filmmaker as well, who is very good in documenting his work as an arborist. So if you have any questions for Mika throughout this little chat, feel free to reach out, comment online, and we will try to address it as we go or after we're kind of finished with our little conversation with Mika here. So Mika, welcome. How are you?
Hello, thank you very much. It's nice to be here.
Good to have you on board. How's the weather in Finland?
Nice, about 20 plus, and sun is shining. Spring is really coming. Summer is coming.
Ah, nice. Well, we have the same situation here, actually. Very nice. So, Mika, you've been a police officer as well as in the army before becoming an arborist. So, how did that transition look like? How was it like? What made you take the steps to become a full-time arborist?
Yeah. We have a compulsory army in Finland, and I got myself into paratroopers '98. That was also the year when I started to grind stumps. It was silly. Stump grinder, really small Husqvarna chainsaw with a grinding wheel. I think it was 272 or something. Okay. And it was made in a factory as a grinder. I still have it, and sweaty work, I would say. And after 1 year as a paratrooper, I worked as a trainer and operator. Few periods. We went to Kosovo peacekeeping mission and for 1 year, and at that time we had a chance to buy tax-free cars to bring it back to home. From overseas. Yeah. And we had to drive through Europe and bring the car back when we were done. And I was so disappointed with my Mercedes.
Oh.
But, immediately when I had a chance to sell it, I sold it and bought a the transporter, the Volkswagen, and stump grinder.
Okay.
With those money from Mercedes. Okay. So it was really important Mercedes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I have been working.
Cool. Yeah. So what would you say that has been the most, most knowledge that you have brought forward to your current job as an arborist from, the two prior positions you had in your career?
You mean police officer and military?
In the army. So what were you able to bring into the arborist occupation from those two previous jobs you had?
Being in those two professions, it's a lot of common with this one. Both work where you have to deal with and lead with small groups of co-workers, just like working as an arborist. All these professions, you have to make plan how to deal with the job and be able to change the plan during the task. Yeah. Being as a leader in those is also similar. Most of the time, you're just part of the group and working along the others.
Yeah.
It's at least that's what we're doing here.
Okay. Do you have any employees in your company?
Yep.
How many are you?
There's 3 climbers at the moment. We are and a few guys grinding stumps, doing other machine work and so on.
Okay.
It depends a bit. And also there's other contractors, so we are helping each other a lot.
Ah, good.
Yeah.
So, what would be the biggest piece of advice that you will give to somebody that is thinking about switching career or just switch career?
Yeah. If you are bored with your job, it probably is boring, So, in my opinion, working as an arborist is not boring at all, and you will get your bills paid if you are willing to work much. I'm really happy. I'm so happy about my job. I like about it, and that I have made this decision. So, yeah, this is awesome business to do, and I would recommend it.
Good,
Definitely.
good. So, Mika, you're also quite a filmmaker. You have a great YouTube channel and some very good looking Instagram content. So, how did that kind of passion develop over time? And how are you able to merge that work with being an arborist as well?
Thank you. I have always enjoyed about watching films and editing. Editing is like my hobby nowadays, and there's also something educational when watching videos from our work sites, and because you can view it all the time and check it again, so you can see those small things, and yeah, I have been too busy to download into and edit into YouTube lately.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but there is something new coming all the time. Just have been too busy with my business.
Good, good. So, Mika, we have a questions from the audience here. They need to know a little bit about your drone that you're using when you're making films. What kind of model is it?
No, it's Mavic.
Mavic.
Mavic. DJI Mavic.
Okay, and it films in 4K?
Yeah, it does. Usually I don't. I think I'm not sure. Is it 2.7 or 4K? But I'm not shooting a 4K because it's too difficult to run with my computer.
Okay.
It's not so powerful. Yeah. Sometimes we are filming with that one also. Just needs time when you are folding it and so on. I have been breaking few of these. Not sure where those are. This one I dropped in Tasmania, and
really?
we broke the camera, and yeah, it came like a rock from 60 meters or something.
Oh, wow! And you were able to fix it?
No, had to buy a new one. Not with these hands.
Oh, nice. So, Mika, on your Instagram account, it says that occasionally you work overseas. Sometimes, you've been in Florida, for example. What's your favorite place to work, excluding Finland?
Favorite place? That's definitely Australia.
Australia.
That's something I have enjoyed the most. We have been traveling East Coast and down into Melbourne with my family. I had my 3 daughters with me and wife, and we spent like over 2 months in there. And as you know, like we are having in Finland also really cold and long winter, like you. Yeah, it's not the daylight is too short for decent business. So that's for the winters.
Yeah.
And,
so why would you say Australia? Is it solely because of the weather, or?
Weather and people also. Australians are really, I don't know how to say it, but quite similar than we or Swedes. And yeah, friendly, everything works, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that country, most of the things works. Weather and big trees, challenging trees. I like it.
So what kind of trees would you see in Australia? You know, eucalyptus, of course, but is there any other trees that you're accustomed to?
Yeah, of course, palms and so on, and eucalyptus was the tree for me in there. Yeah, because those were the biggest ones, and yeah, I there were so many trees that I don't even remember the names of those.
Well, Mika, it can't be more trees than Finland. I think, Finland and Sweden and Canada have the most trees in the world, right?
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I know everything about cold weather as well. I've been to Ivalo, actually, which is quite far
Oh,
away
really?
from Finland.
Yeah. Nice place.
Yeah. So, Mika, since you're a very experienced climber, what would you say would be the favorite piece of equipment and why?
Nowadays, you mean these climbing equipments, don't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. So nowadays, I like the most. My favorite is maybe zigzag with chicane. That's the thing, I think. You have it also in your background?
Yeah. I have
behind you.
Zigzag and a chicane there, and also the akimbo underneath.
Yeah. So that's my tool right now. I have been using a rope runner before that and rope wrench and so on. But zigzag is nice because you can use double or single.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so easy. Even there is this one small bad thing, which is it's not midline attachable.
No,
so it would be really nice to.
The akimbo will be midline attachable.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Mika, have you worked anything in Sweden?
No, I haven't been working in Sweden. I have been training in there. There was a rescue training a few days in Göteborg.
Okay.
Arranged by John Hartill, and we were there with my friend those few days. And of course, I have been meeting a lot of Swedish climbers in these Euros and Worlds and so on. And also, there's climbers from Sweden that have been many times in our national climbing competitions, like Boel Hammarstrand and Cam Ian. Yeah. And Douglas Wells with his crew was Douglas was our head judge a few years ago.
Oh, nice.
In here and so on. So know a lot of Swedish climbers. I have to say, Swedish climbers are great. You really have really good climbers, top climbers of the world.
Nice to hear that.
Johan Biel or something.
Yeah, Johan Biel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you've been in the competitions as well. So how did you do in those competitions that you had in Finland?
I can manage in Finland, but when we go in Euros or Worlds, I have never been the last one. But I don't have any success in there. If you see our trees over here in our level, you can realize a bit because we have birch. Pine, spruce, those are the trees we have the most.
Yeah, exactly.
So not that much big swings and so on.
Yeah, I think we have about the same fauna in terms of trees in Finland and Sweden, right?
Yeah, but in the southern Sweden, there's also bigger and wider trees, more fun and more challenging.
Yeah, they grow better down there, I think, because it's warmer.
Yeah.
So, Mika, tell us your funniest job story that you can share with the audience here today.
Well, I don't have that much funny job stories because last time I have usually those are the best ones when you break something, isn't it? But it's about 8 years ago when I last time broke something bigger. It was a corner of the firewood house with 1 meter wide birch. I crashed it. But if I can tell you my friend's a really good friend's story, it's
Okay.
much better. He have a lot of those. He was felling trees in capital area, and there was a narrow place, and it was populous tree, and he was felling the trunk. So he took the branches off and so on, only trunk left, and there was a rock, and he had only one place to fell it. So he felled it on the rock, but it turned sideways,
Okay.
and the whole trunk and landed, went through the brand new Mazda. So back of the Mazda back door. So the trunk went straight through the back door.
Oh.
And when the Dapsas saw, Husqvarna saw was still running, there was a nice looking guy coming out from the blockhouse with a hat on and a suitcase, and he had his car keys in his hand. And he came out and was watching the car and his car keys. And then he was watching Tapsa and was politely asking, "But could you please call me a taxi?" He went back inside, and when taxi came, a guy came out also and just told my friend that my connection, your contact number, name and number you will find from the car papers, and I think you don't need car keys because it was all blown up.
I hope you had good insurance.
Yeah. Yeah, he have a lot of good stories. Awesome fellow.
That was funny. So we have somebody's asking about how is it to work with stump grinding and icy conditions.
Yeah, that's nowadays funny story because I synced it. We were making the world's biggest stump grind, world's biggest ice carousel with the stump grinder. It's a long story, but it wasn't our job, but someone else called us there, and it was like a job. And first we were planning to make it with the chainsaws, but we had jobs with the stump grinder, so we had to grind some stumps. And I was grinding so we were running out of time, so I took the grinder and started with that one. I have been making a lot of those. And the guy who called us, he had been installing 2 blanks in there, and it was straight on the track. So first I was thinking I'm gonna just grind it. And when I got closer, he had made screws in there, and I was thinking that if I'm gonna grind it, those screws can fall in somewhere. You never know where it's gonna end. And so I couldn't drive over without ripping my hydraulic pipes.
Yeah.
So I automatically started to reverse, like from the stump. And when I went over my own track, how stupid was that? Own track over that one, the fucking stump grinder sinking there. There was a 4 meter water, and that night was something. We were 27 hours on that ice, and we got it out, and it was 2 whole days without sleep, 48 hours without sleep.
Wow.
And we took it out. There was a diver, and then we started to build some sort of thingy over there, over the hole, and started to winch it. And it came by so small steps out of that hole.
Oh, wow.
I lost my skin of my hands almost all in those metal things because you were sometimes in water, sometimes winching, and so on.
Wow.
But it was fun afterwards.
After your skin grew back, right?
Yeah, that was something.
Very nice story, Mika. So yeah, we're kind of running a little bit over time here. So thank you very much, Mika. It's been a pleasure having you on board. There was some very interesting points here. Good, fun stories from Finland. If anybody else had questions for Mika, please feel free to reach out. And we'll wrap it up here. Next week, we will be talking to the Hungry Squirrel, who is just moved over from the UK to Sweden. So we will speak to him and hear about his endeavors. We all know that he had some good long drives over from the UK with the current situation with Corona and customs and all that. So we'll hear that on Friday. So that's everything for now. Thanks again, Mika. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Talk to you next Friday.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.